Good morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Something to Smile About Saturday. Hey, can we just chill? Can we just hang out this morning? No motivation, no excitement, no energy. Can we just. Okay, I'm going to try. I'm going to try. If you're watching, if you're hanging out with us this morning, I know it's a little bit later than we normally do this on Something to Smile About Saturday. But you know what? Yesterday we had family night, just kind of chilled and enjoyed the evening. Probably should have done something, but you know what? Sometimes you just got to slow down and kick back. Truth of the matter is, I was falling asleep. We went to bed early. Friday night, baby. That's what it's all about. Hey, listen, today on Something to Smile About Saturday, we've got a great episode. Just a really chill Saturday morning. So thank you guys for joining me. Appreciate you being on here. Love you. Thank you. Hey, listen, this is the Fun Life community. You've happened to land on the Fun Life on the Childlike Faith podcast for Christian entrepreneurs who want to grow and scale their business to be able to achieve the financial freedom they're looking for without sacrificing their time or their joy or their family or their faith. Guys, there's so much to it. But today on Something to Smile About Saturday, we're going to be talking about employability. Employability. In other words, get the skills, get the job. And hang on towards the end because I got something that's probably going to blow your mind in the sense that you already have what you're looking for. You're just not looking in the right place. You're not asking yourself the right questions. So thank you guys for joining me live. Appreciate you. Hey, listen, if you're joining me here live, let me know in the comments. Let me know where you're joining us from. Appreciate you. Love you. Thank you for hanging out with us here this morning. It's early. It's early on a Saturday morning. And if you're a Christian entrepreneur or if you're that individual that's up doing something, couldn't sleep, couldn't wake up or whatever, thank you for being on here with us today. So listen, cool kids, this is Johnny Juan, and this is another episode of Something to Smile About Saturday. And today's storyline is one that just might fire up your future if you let it. And so I want to start out today with just one simple question. Ready? How many of the unemployed are actually employed, just not employable? Does that make sense? Maybe we should turn that into a riddle. Because let me explain. We're gonna go ahead and read this story, and because this is where the story came from. Something to Smile About Saturday. And if you guys know that this whole Fun Life community, it's all powered by that guy right there, legendary speaker and trainer motivator, Mr. Zig Ziglar, and his proud son Tom Ziglar, the author of the foundational program Choose to Win, which is the program we start all the cool kids on here in the Fun Life community. And so in his book, Something to Smile About Saturday, it's a really neat story. It probably takes about a minute to read. I want to just share it with you because he's talking about employability. Now, mind you, this was written back in the day, like back in the day. And it said, how many of the unemployed are unemployable? Probably most of them, at least to a degree. But many are unemployable in better jobs because they do not have the training, background, education, or desire to have better jobs. It's true they would like to have someone just give them the jobs, whether they're qualified or not. However, in business and industry, workers must bring in, here's the key, guys. Ready? Here's the key. Workers must bring in more than they cost in wages and benefits, or the company ultimately goes bankrupt, and then no one has a job. There's a story here about Lincoln Electric Company in Euclid, Ohio, who had 200 jobs available. Check this out. They could not fill all of those jobs out of some 20,000 applicants. The reason? It's going to blow your mind. They could not do simple high school math. So who's at fault here? Some may say that parents did not discipline. Oh, hang on now. This is 2025. Parents did not discipline them and require them to study. Now, this was written back in the day. Or they could say that others may say that the educational system is no longer functional in meeting the needs. Still, others may say the government. It's the government's fault because they had not subsidized the education of these people enough. Reality says that ultimately each one of us must accept responsibility to acquire the information we need to get the jobs we want. For example, for the nearly 20,000 who could not qualify for one of those well-paying jobs at Lincoln Electric, the solution is to go directly to one of those community colleges, catch up on the math. Literacy Volunteers of America and or National Institute for Literacy would help. We have PAVE here in the East Texas area that does that. And each applicant probably has at least one friend who is qualified and willing to help. It's true. Check this out. It's true. This move requires initiative and facing some embarrassment, but refusing to deal with the issue is not going to make it any easier or better. Here's the message. Here's what I want to get you guys to understand. If you would like to get a better job, get help. It's amazing what 3 hours a week for about 10 weeks will do to improve your skills, confidence, and self-esteem. Do it now, get that help, and your life will improve. You can finish school and even make it easy. However, you will never, get this in your head right now, you will never, ever finish your education, and it is seldom easy. So what does that mean to you guys? Okay, I'm a slow reader, maybe more than a minute. When I read it in my mind, it was only about a minute. But check this out. How many of, again, the question was earlier, for those of you that are just joining us, we're talking about employability. How many of the unemployed are actually employed, just not employable? Right there, we read about it. Just right. In Lincoln Electric in Euclid, Ohio, they had over 20,000 jobs. They had 200 job openings with 20,000 applications, but they couldn't hire them. Barely a fraction. Why was that? They couldn't do simple math. Now, before you blame the schools, before you blame the government or the economy, let me hit you with this mindset. The mindset behind this episode is this. You ready? Y'all ready? Here's the thing. You do not finish your education when you finish school. I think that's the biggest mistake people make. You finish it when you stop learning, and that, my friend, is a choice. That's why we start all the cool kids on the Choose to Win book. But that's the reality of the matter. See, the problem isn't always opportunity. It's not. The problem is often readiness. And here's the thing. People want better jobs, but aren't prepared to bring more value than they cost. And that is what I tell my children. That is what I tell the people that I coach and train and try to help and inspire and motivate and all that, is that you don't get paid for the hour. You don't get paid you get paid for the value you bring to the hour. So if you're not, even though you're not on commission, right? Because I train Christian entrepreneurs, business owners, salespeople, people who work on commission, where you got to get a contract, you got to get a signature on a line that is dotted in order for you to earn a paycheck. I said I wasn't going to get animated, but guys, this is my candy stick right here. I'm telling you. If you guys are not willing to do more than you're willing to get than you're getting paid for, you're never going to get paid more than for what you do, guys. I'm telling you, do the extra as an investment in yourself, as an investment in your family, as an investment in your future. And see, again, the problem isn't always opportunity. The problem is readiness. I would rather, and I think it was Elbert Hubbard that said this, and he may have stolen it from somebody else, but he said that he would rather be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. So as an employee, or if you're getting paid $20 an hour, you got to be bringing about $30, $40 worth of value to that hour. Because check this out. I tell my kids this. If your employer does not see the value in giving you a raise, if you do the extra, somebody else will. And for those of you that are unemployable, and you need to start your own job, come see me. That skill I was talking about at the beginning of the show that we're going to help you at the end. Again, that bomb is coming. And so let's be honest. Can we be honest with ourselves, with each other? No business, I don't care who you are, no business can survive long enough is if employees cost them more than they contribute. Yes or yes? I mean, there's always something you can do. You don't have to stay stuck. You don't have to stay there where you're at. I mean, let's just pretend you were one of the 20,000 people that we were talking about who didn't make the cut at that company. What then? Right? You have options. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Go to the community college. Go to your local literacy council. Okay, check out the Literacy Volunteers of America. You ask a friend who can help you pass the math study that's going on there. Right. And while, yeah, I get it. We read about it. It may be a little bit of an embarrassment, but it's going to be worth it. Is it going to be worth it? Abso-stinking-lutely. Yes. Now, here's the methodology. Guys, for those of you that are watching, the methodology behind this is this, right? You don't. You only have to put in 3 hours. 3 hours a week for 10 weeks. That's how long it should take to upgrade your skills, your confidence, and your employability, because your life will never outgrow your skills. I don't care who you are. Yesterday at our Toastmasters meeting, we had some kids, there were freshmen, sophomores, I think they were freshmen and sophomore in high school, came to our Toastmasters meeting. And I shared with them, I was excited that they were doing what they were doing, because our compensation in life, you watching live right now or on the replay later on, our compensation in life is going to be in direct proportion to our ability to solve problems, our ability to communicate and connect on how with other people on how we can solve their problem. What I do, I work with Christian entrepreneurs. Why? To help them achieve the financial freedom they're looking for. Why? So what? So that they can be able to achieve, so that they can be able to scale their business and not have to be stuck and sacrifice their time or their joy or their faith or their family. That's what I do. So what problem is it that you solve? Right now we also do mortgages. That's why I use that hashtag. Sometimes more than mortgages. We do so much more. This one lady that we're taking an application on, she's got a PhD. She's super smart and she's frustrated. And I just simply showed her a business plan based off of her skill set, that she can open an entire business without all of that risk of having to purchase all the machinery that she thought she had. She was never taking her intellectual properties into consideration on how she can grow and scale a completely different business. It's outside the box thinking. But again, sometimes we're too smart for our own good, right? That's why you need people like me, the people who graduated on the bottom half of the class, to help you with all of that other stuff. All right, here's the thing. Mr. Ziglar, right? Zig Ziglar quoted this. If you're willing to learn, no one can stop you. No one, not anybody. No one can stop you. If you're not, no one can help you, not even God. And so what happens is this: the wisdom has been around for thousands of years, right? Scripture says it this way in Proverbs 14:23. In all labor there is profit. But mere talk leads only to poverty. So stop talking about it and start doing it. Start walking that talk. Start walking that walk and stop talking the talk. Let's do it. Right there is your golden ticket. We've talked about this. We talked about this book, right? Life's Golden Ticket by Brandon Burchard. But here's the thing. Your golden ticket is in the doing. It's in the going out there. The translation is this: talking about your goals isn't the same as training for them. You gotta put in the work. You gotta get out there and do that, right? Pedro's fun fact today. Oops, forgot to turn that on. Pedro's fun fact. Pedro was in the dark. Pedro's fun fact is this: most local communities or local libraries offer free GED prep, basic adult math classes, and even one-on-one tutoring. And guess what? It's out there. You just have to look for it. You're not going to find something you're not looking for. So what are you willing to do? What are you willing to look for? What are you willing to get out there and do for yourself? If you're not willing to do it for yourself, if you're not willing to invest in yourself, guess what? Nobody else will. And Warren Buffett said he did this as an investment in, he took public speaking, the Dale Carnegie course, as an investment in himself. And you guys know he's a pretty shrewd investor. And I'm willing to bet that investment paid off for him. So what are you willing to do? What are you willing to step out on the edge for? And guess what, guys? I'm telling you, here's gonna be the call to action. Here's what I want you to do with it, right? Because you're not stuck. Because there are no options. If you feel stuck, I'm telling you, call me. Let's connect. funlifecoaching.com. Call me, text me, 903-570-0052, or go to johnnyjuan.com. We can go in there and connect. We can book a one-on-one strategy call to help you get unstuck. Because if you're able to go and find a skill gap and fill it, there you have it. You can ask for help. You can sign up for the class. You can watch what happens when you stop complaining and start leveling up, guys. Again, for all you cool kids that are watching, the cool kids don't wait. If you're the cool kid that I believe that you are, if you're watching this, if you've stayed here to the end, I've got a gift for you. And again, I want to share this with you because here is the thing. You know what? I don't know how I'm going to share this over here, but I'm gonna do my best. Here's the thing. Here's the reality of what is going on in today's world. Let me know if you can see this. Let me make sure. Yep, here's the thing. Matter of fact, let me kind of drop this down out of the way. Yep, here it is. Let me see if I can flip this camera around to share with you guys what we are sharing with over here. How can I do this? You know what? I'll just flip the screen around. So here's the thing. Here is the thing. Can y'all see that? Can y'all see that right there? I'm telling you guys, 30% of the people at your employer are engaged. They're doing it. They're out there doing the thing. The 52% are actively disengaged. They're just kind of coasting. They're just kind of, and then actually, if you think about it, 18%, maybe more, depending on where you're at, are actually going to be working against you. They're actively disengaged. They're actually trying to slow you down. They're actually trying to stop you. So what is it for you? What are hang on, let me see if I can give you a better picture of it here. Maybe not. Anywho, that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. So what is it that you are willing to do? Are you one of those people? Are you one of those people that are actively disengaged or just barely kind of coasting, just kind of going through life? Don't be that person. If you're struggling and you're not understanding why you're not getting promoted, why you're not getting raises, why you're just kind of stuck, and if you hate being there, listen, guys, 8 out of 10 people are in a job that they hate. They wake up every single morning dreading going to the job. Don't be that person, guys. Let's connect. Because I'm telling you, I heard Michael Burt say it. Matter of fact, I just finished his book, Flip That Switch. I think we talked about it yesterday. Right here, this is the book we read. And then I've got another book that he was talking about, 8-figure skills in a 6-figure vehicle. Guys, I'm telling you, there's a lot of truth to this. I got books galore, guys. I got books here, books there. But if you don't read them, right? If you don't read, you're no better off than the person who can't. You got to be able to be willing to invest in yourself. Funny story. One of the gentlemen that I recently had on my podcast, his name is Ben Gay III. He said that when he was in prison, he actually was able to visit with Charlie Manson. And he had one book that he was very, very enamored by. He was very immersed in this one book with Charlie Manson. And you're not gonna believe. You would think it was the Bible. You get one book, right? And you would think he would pick the Bible. Nope, it was not. Do you know what it was? I actually got it right up there. Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. Charlie Manson used How to Win Friends and Influence People to do what he did. Again, it's just like a gun or like a brick. You can use it to build, you can use it to defend, or with the wrong mindset, you can use it to break a window or shoot somebody in bad blood. Again, it's you who decides what you're going to do with this. So what skill do you have? And a lot of people say, well, I don't have any skills. Yes, you do. Every single person on the face of this planet has a skill that basically is kind of like Michael Jordan esque kind of stuff. And you have to understand and realize what is that one skill that you do the absolute best at with the least amount of effort. And guys, I'm telling you, if you can nail this down, that's where the magic happens. That's where your breakthrough is. And so if that's you and you're struggling, again, johnnyjuan.com, let's connect. Call me, text me, 903-570-0052. And I want to help you be more, do more, and have more in this playground called life. So guys, thank you for joining me. Appreciate you. Again, this is the Fun Life community. This is the Childlike Faith podcast for that Christian entrepreneur who wants to grow and scale their business to achieve the financial freedom they're looking for without sacrificing their time, joy, family, or faith, guys. And if you know somebody that could benefit from it, hey, share them, tag them down below, tell them, hey, you got to listen to this guy, you got to connect with this guy, because again, our compensation in life is only going to be in direct proportion to the problems we solve. The greater the problems you solve, the greater the compensation. So let's up our compensation by upping our initiative, by upping our activity. If you need help with that, call me. Again, that number, 903-570-0052. And if you need help, hey, listen, go to funlifecoaching.com. I got plenty of digital courses that you can take. Some of them are as cheap as $10. I've done some one-on-one coaching with several people. They can't afford the one-on-one coaching. Some of them can't afford the group coaching. Some of them can't afford the monthly community that we have, but everybody's got $10. Go to funlifecoaching.com, pick out a course that you want to take, and start to learn today. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Hey, come back on Monday as we work on the Motivational Mindset Monday, and that is the how to get that stinking thinking and get a checkup from the neck up. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Adios.